Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Tyson Ellison, aka TAE, as you see, aka this_Halfrican, aka this_51. And you can see that right here in the corner of the screen. These are my aliases for my other YouTube channel. My Twitch is all at this_51. So with that being said, thank you for being here today. And I just want to say that I've been waiting for this for so long. If you look below, we've got all of our topics of today. And you're wondering, why is everything grayed out? Well, we'll get to that. But first, this is the Not Half Bad podcast. Thank you to everybody who's joining for the first time, who's not familiar with the channel. I appreciate you for being here, because this is the start of what I hope to be an incredible journey. We're going to talk about semi-serious sports topics. We're going to talk about things that might not matter to you but are important to me. And I'm going to debate with the audience about semi-serious topics with a semi-qualified host. I said semi-professional when I first set this stream up. I was like, semi-serious topics with a semi-pro host. But people got the wrong idea. People thought semi-pro meant like semi-professional. But that's a whole separate topic. You can talk about semi-pro sports. And so let's talk about how this came to be before we dive into our main topics today, which as I showed you or read down here. But why are we doing this? Well, it all started my freshman year of high school when I took like an intro to improv speaking class, and we had this competition about who could hold the topic the longest and who could speak on that same topic over and over again without stopping or without taking a breath. And I'm looking at my teacher and I'm like, obviously I'm going to win this. Like, anybody that knows me knows that, like, what I do is I talk. Like, I talk to the camera, I talk to people in class, and I'm, like, distracting in class. So, yeah, that competition comes up, I'm like, I'm instantly going to win that. And I did. I won that competition. I won a lot of awards on the way here. I've got one of them right behind me. And speaking of winning, our conversation today is about winning in a lot of different ways. Who can win in the most entertaining topic or in the most entertaining fashion? If you look across sports, there's so many different end of season tournaments that define who's going to be the champion for that year round. I mean, you've got the NFL, you've got the World Series, which we're not going to talk about the World Series. We're not going to talk about the Grand Tour for PGA. We're not going to talk about Wimbledon, because I don't watch those sports. Like I said, we finally get to talk about what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk about is the Royal Rumble, the NFL playoffs, the college football playoffs, and March Madness. And it's actually right on cue that the college football playoffs slipped past me, and we'll talk about that eventually. But first, hold on. March Madness is the best tournament, and I have thoughts to back that up. If you're just joining on TikTok, today we're talking about what's the most entertaining end-of-season tournament, whether it's the Royal Rumble, the March Madness, the NFL playoffs, or the college football playoffs. That's what we're arguing about today. And our first topic of discussion, as I get it pulled up on my magic stream elements over here, is, it just happened yesterday, so it's still fresh on everybody's minds, hopefully. It is the one and only men's Royal Rumble. I'm not qualified to talk about the women's Royal Rumble, I don't believe. So we'll save that for another day. But yeah, the Royal Rumble. As you can see, it's all whited out and like looking pristine, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But why is the Royal Rumble so great? Why wasn't it? Is the better question. So many things went right in this episode of the Royal Rumble, or this season of the Royal Rumble, however you want to say it. We had so many stars in this match. If you look at the bottom half of the game, or if you even look at the whole Royal Rumble, I should say, you started with Penta and Rey Mysterio. Two of the best luchadors to literally ever be in the mat are in there at the same time. There's so many stars in the match to start. You got Penta. Wow, don't diss. Bro, ain't nobody actually like WWE. It's crazy, because I've been a WWE fan literally my entire life. But let me start recording. There we go. Now that I'm officially recording, bro, the 2025 Royal Rumble has to go up there as one of the top 5 Royal Rumbles to ever happen. I mean, you start with 2 Hall of Famers, Penta and Rey Mysterio, to start the match. Then Chad Gable, Olympic athlete, like literally Olympic athlete. I know people talk trash or whatever. I don't care about any of that. It's Chad Gable. Then it's who came next? Carmelo Hayes, who we'll talk about Carmelo Hayes in a completely different episode. But that dude, like, he could get pushed to the moon right now. Thoughts on the Luka trade? Trust me, we will get to the Luka trade, bro. Trust me, we will get to the Luka Doncic trade, bro. I can't believe that. But then, like, you start watching, and you get past the first 10, which Speed is featured in. I show Speed. And I saw a lot of people say that they disagreed with him being a part of the match or with having celebrity participants at all in the Royal Rumble. And people that say that clearly don't know ball or don't know business. Because Speed being in that match, not only do you get all the live viewers on Twitch to go convert and become WWE fans, the next time he appears, they're ready to buy the merch. You also have a celebrity in a matchup. You don't even watch WWE, he's crazy. I don't care for WWE, but still crazy. That's what I'm saying. To have it, like, Kai Cenat is on the sideline. Like, literally probably one of the most famous people on earth is there streaming your event. And you're bringing that whole audience and the entire Speed audience into the same area. Like, how could you think of that as anything other than genius? Like, that's genius to me. Bro, I have so many thoughts on it. So Speed comes in and immediately eliminates somebody, right? Tozawa gets eliminated in front of him. They push him out there. Speed, in his first, 10 seconds as a WWE wrestler, beats somebody. That's what you have to call it. He beats somebody in a match. Eliminating Otis over the top rope. Then hits the Ronaldo. Hold on, I'm going to hit it. He hit the... right? And then hits the backflip in the middle of the ring. And I'm thinking, no way him and Braun Breaker are about to be allies in this match. And of course, they weren't. You saw what happened. Braun Breaker annihilates him. Yo, can you shout me out? I'm a huge Mizzou fan. Shout out TV GOAT, bro. I don't know a lot about sports, but did you hear about Luka Doncic getting traded? Are you the Madden reporter? I guess I am now. Super Bowl prediction? Do you goon to LeBron? Are all comments on TikTok all right next to each other? Are you a paid actor? Nah. Here, matter of fact, before we continue this conversation, let me put in my TikTok. Watch the full podcast screen on YouTube now. This _ Halfrican. I'd like to personally say first, I'd like to say, before we keep talking about the Speed match, that Braun Breaker did not have to hit him that hard, bro. If you watch, and I've seen celebrity matches before where they take risks, but Braun Breaker, the way he not only, the G-force on the contact where Speed's head snapped back, but also when he hit the ground and Braun Breaker gave him a shoulder, he put a shoulder into his chin. I couldn't believe that Speed continued with the match. And honestly, he didn't. I mean, he got gorilla pressed onto Otis, and Otis kind of did the rest. Tyson Nelson, I'm going right now, bet. Is your hot take crazy? Nah. But, bro, I love celebrity matches, but Speed actually took a bullet, a speeding bullet. I have never seen somebody get speared that hard until Braun Breaker hit Roman Reigns later in the match, in the same match. Braun Breaker is actually a human missile. I would be scared out of the training center if they were let Braun Breaker practice a spear on you. Absolutely not. I'm simply not doing it. I'm sorry. And then, speaking of Roman Reigns, him and Seth Rollins and CM Punk have their moment all together. Yo, you gonna play tonight? Yeah, I'll be on the game later. Okay, I'm gonna pull chat up just for this comment. Hold on, because this is actually something I wanted to talk about too. He says, bro is yapping about fake fighting. Fake fighting is a crazy way to describe wrestling, especially after we saw what happened to Kevin Owens, where dude's actually bleeding and bleeding out all over the floor. I could not believe that he was even alive after that. These dudes take actual risks. Speed got actually annihilated. Speed actually almost died the way he got hit yesterday. And then, people say that wrestling is not a real sport. How can you say that? The way that we watch it, the way that it was unpredictable. Like, you get a match like yesterday when you have Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jacob Fatu is a future world champion for sure. He's my favorite wrestler currently, Jacob Fatu. Ever since he came in and beat up DIY by himself, like a tag team by himself, I knew, like, this dude is going to be special. And I don't watch a whole lot other than WWE, so I'd never seen this dude before. So imagine my surprise when a 270-pound Samoan is doing a moonsault off the ropes, doing the Impaler DDT. That dude has all the tools to literally have a Roman Reigns type reign, or a Roman Reigns type aura. Speaking of aura, I acknowledge our tribal chief. Wait, no, not on Twitch right now. We're on YouTube. Here's my YouTube. Okay. Oh, man. I couldn't believe with them all in the pack and CM Punk and who else is even in the match? I'm missing people. Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, John Cena in the match. And do you know who wins? Do you know who wins the match? I'll tell you who. It's me, Oos. Day one is me, Oos. Day one is just me, Oos. Day one is I like more love and knock him down like this. Bro, I can't believe people really don't think that Jey Uso deserved to win that match. Like, that's a crazy take to me. Because not only does it make sense in story, because now he's going to get his third and final chance, right, to beat Gunther, and he's going to win a world championship at WrestleMania, which was the whole story, right? Like, he's not a talented wrestler by himself. Now he gets a chance to prove it again and finally get over the hump. But also, people complain all the time about the Royal Rumble or about big pay-per-view matches because they say, it was too predictable, and obviously a star was going to win, and obviously they should have given this to a rising star or somebody that the fans care about. What about the people the fans care about? And now, they listen to the fans. And they said, what's up, Go Pack Go? But they said, okay, we'll give you what you want. John Cena's not going to win the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are eliminated by basically each other and CM Punk, which was genius, by the way, to have them eliminate each other because that's going to be the feud going into WrestleMania. And Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is going to feed families, bro. It's going to feed families, bro. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and we finally get the 10-year payoff. 2014, how old was I in 2014? I'm 19. I was like 8 years old watching The Shield and The Betrayal, bro. And now you're telling me that I'm going to get Jey Uso's beating Gunther at WrestleMania? Yes, he is. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Jey Uso is easily, like, that's the story now. And then we're going to get Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a ring together? Possibly. Maybe. Dude, I was just so excited about it. And then Jey Uso beating John Cena, and John Cena's going to have to go on his revenge tour now. Did you see that the Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble video has 22,000 dislikes now? The same amount as Charlotte Flair winning. And I even said Charlotte Flair shouldn't have won. But now people are all turning their backs on Jey Uso because he beat John Cena. Because John Cena's revenge tour, like, obviously he's everybody's darling right now. But, like, be for real. Everybody's been pushing for Jey Uso this whole time. And now we finally get what we want and everybody's turning their back. Like, this is why I can't stand the wrestling community online. And I can't stand, like, wrestling fans in general. People talk about wrestling being scripted being the main reason that people don't like wrestling. That's not true. The main reason people fall away from wrestling is because the fan base is so annoying, bro. Wait, so did I actually play for Mizzou? Yeah, I did way back in the day. Like, last year. Last year I did. We're streaming on YouTube right now. You should go check us out. Jagan, thank you for the follow, bro. Do you think the Luka trade was good or bad? The Luka trade was so stupid, bro. So stupid. Like, so stupid. But, speaking of things that are scripted, right, and not exciting to watch because they're scripted, I have just the example for you. So allow me to gray out the Royal Rumble. We'll get rid of that. And then let's get, let's save that, exit. Because You want to talk about something that's scripted? We got to talk about the NFL playoffs, bro. The NFL playoffs are so fake. They're so fake, but not actually scripted. I had to say that that's a joke so I don't get in trouble. But now we're talking about the NFL playoffs, bro. And, dude, like, it's just so frustrating. Because, I was a Panthers fan first. But before that, I played for Mizzou. Like, somebody just asked me on TikTok. Yeah, I played for Mizzou. And then, Jane Daniels beat us there. Jane Daniels beat Mizzou in front of me. And I'm thinking, this guy is actually the most talented player that I've seen play against me live. I've had some pretty talented teammates in my 2 years in college. But I've never seen somebody take over the game from the other side of the sideline, like the other side of the field, like I did Jaden Daniels. Like, we had a QB spy on him, doesn't matter, 50-yard touchdown. We have the entire defense, like, peeling back. We're in zone coverage, so everybody's got their eyes forward. Still, Jaden Daniels, rushing touchdown. You want to talk about what an elite thrower he is? He had rushing touchdown. Like, when we went into the game knowing Jaden Daniels is going to run the football, it didn't matter. And then he gets to the NFL as a rookie, beats my Panthers. Yes, I'm still a Panthers fan. I saw the comment. But Jaden Daniels gets there and beats my Panthers, which is my favorite team. I was born in Charlotte. I got the blue tie or whatever. I know it's not the same blue, but Mizzou fan, bro. And then I get past that. And I'm like, the Panthers had a bad season. We're not where we want to be. That's okay. Jaden Daniels can't hurt me anymore. In the playoffs, I want the Lions to win. They've never had a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I'm cheering for the Lions. That's my bandwagon team. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. What could possibly go wrong? Do I have to remind you what went wrong? Dude, I literally couldn't believe it, okay? I'm gonna play it out for you. Just how it happened. So I'm sitting here watching on my PlayStation, just like this. Like, I'm literally watching the game like this. I'm playing the game, and I'm like, this is crazy. The Lions are about to play the Commanders, and finally, Jaden Daniels is going to lose to somebody. Like, I'll get to see it. Immediately, Jaden Daniels takes over the game. The Commanders' defense gets turnover. It was like 45-20 something. And I called my mom, and I'm like, this is 3 times in the span of like 2 years that Jaden Daniels has ruined my predictions. Like, he's actually a curse. Jaden Daniels is actually a curse. I don't know how to get rid of him. Because now he's in the NFC. Anytime the Panthers want to do anything, we'll have to go through Jaden Daniels. And he's a rookie in the NFL. So he's probably got 20 plus years left of just demolishing my team. And I don't even know how to feel about that. Because I remember the year I got this ring, he did the same thing live and in color, in person, in front of me, to Mizzou. So I hope he has a long and great career. I'm a huge Jaden Daniels fan. Like, what a player. You know what I mean? But gosh, like, it's not going to be good for me. The longer he does good, I'm just going to remind myself that, hey, don't feel bad about Mizzou's loss to him because he's actually doing the same thing to people in the NFL. So that makes me feel a little better. But you know what doesn't make me feel better? You know what I hate the most about the NFL playoffs? The thing that I hate the most about the playoffs this year, more than the curse that we just talked about, is, drumroll, what do you think the room is red for? I live in Missouri. And, bro, everyone around me, I'm telling this to TikTok, everyone around me is a Chiefs fan. Like, everybody in this entire town that I live in Columbia, Missouri, is a Chiefs fan. Looking good, thank you, Grace. Caleb Johnson, best running back in college. Bro, you know what's crazy? Is that, yeah, everybody in Columbia, everybody in this town is a Chiefs fan. Right? Somebody just now on TikTok said, Chiefs! Grace, I see you. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. So, like, for me, the room wouldn't look like this. If it was up to me, I'd light the dome with light blue. Like, I'd come over here and I'd be like, you know what color I want today? I'm feeling like this light blue. I just passed it. Give me a second. I keep passing it. There we go. Bro, I did it again. Right? If it was up to me, the Super Bowl would be light blue for the Carolina Panthers. The only problem with that idea is that the Panthers are terrible. And the team that everybody loves in my hometown has won 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 AFC championships in a row. Since I have been a teenager, the Chiefs have won every single AFC championship. I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. The Chiefs have been to the AFC championship since I was 12. I'm 19. And every year I have to hear about it. I live in Columbia, Missouri. How's your team doing? How are the Panthers? Oh, you fired another head coach? Oh, your quarterback is struggling? What's that like? We have Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill just chose not to be here, and we kept winning Super Bowls without him. Oh yeah, don't worry. We know what it's like to lose too. We've lost to 2 quarterbacks in the playoffs. Only 2 in the 7 years. So the room never looks like this because the lights are always red because the only primetime game that happens in this town is the Chiefs. Every time. So now they're going to another Super Bowl and they're about to three-peat because that's what the script says. You want to talk about script? You want to talk about why watch the WWE? It's scripted? Dude, the Panthers are destined to lose. The Chiefs are destined to get this three-peat, and people are going to call Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback of all time. The Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles. I'm sorry to disappoint you on TikTok. The Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles, and they're going to say Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady because Tom Brady never three-peated. Yeah, I will after this stream. I gotta It says I have to put your URL in there, so I'll have to go back to your account when the stream is over and mod you, because it won't let me do it midstream. I'll just not leveled up like that. Red Kingdom Chiefs. Yeah, KC cheats. Fly, Eagles, fly. Listen, I respect you for being an Eagles fan right now because you're not going to win. You're not going to win. You're not going to win because Saquon Barkley, as good as he is, and as much as I want Saquon Barkley to win, like, trust me, I think Saquon Barkley should have one of these, but with a Super Bowl ring in it, sitting in his dresser already. He wasted so much time with the Giants. Now he's with an actual winning program, and it's not going to matter. Chris Jones shutting him out? No, but the Chiefs' defense? Absolutely shutting him out. There's nothing you can do. Like, it's already set in stone. Travis Kelce's going to catch the game-winning touchdown. They're going to play 22. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel like 22. And she's going to zip line down from the press box, and he's going to propose on the field. And they're going to get their third straight. Like, that's what's going to happen. And, oh, it just pains me to watch. Because I know there's so many great players in the NFL right now. There's so many great players in the AFC. Think about Josh Allen. Think about Lamar Jackson. Think about Joe Burrow, who's stuck in purgatory over there at the Bengals. Think about Drake May, the Pro Bowler. But we'll talk about that next week. And how the Pro Bowl is a joke. And how, like, it's a waste of time. We'll talk about that next Sunday. But think about so much talent. And nobody will ever get to feel that same success as one team. And it happens to be the team closest to me. Well, my team is over on the other side by the ocean on the East Coast. Like, bro, I wish I was in Charlotte for this because even in this apartment building, like, everybody wears their Red Kingdom merch. And it just makes me feel so disappointed in myself. Nick Bolton with some sacks. You're so funny and confident in a team that pays the refs. Chris, dude, I'm telling you, Nick Bolton with a couple sacks would be the only Chiefs thing that I would actually be happy about. Like, I would be happy about that. But you know what? Speaking of football playoffs, It's time to talk about the college football playoffs. Y'all seen Ohio State got the dub? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see Ohio State got the dub? Are we cheering for Ohio State? Hey, round of applause for Ohio State, bro. Birds by 30. Good luck with Jalen Carter. Dude, I would love to see it, but it's not going to happen. Can we get a round of applause for Ohio State, bro? Yeah, Ohio State. Yay, yay, yay. You know what's so crazy about that game, too? Is last year we beat them in the Cotton Bowl. Last year we beat that team in the Cotton Bowl. And they're the national champions. And with the same, like, core of players, I feel like, almost. Except Marvin Harrison, obviously. And people opted out. And that's why I feel like the college football playoffs doesn't even count. That's why I feel like the college football playoffs right now, if we're talking about the most entertaining, like, end-of-year tournament, the college football playoffs don't even count. They're not even finished. It's like an unfinished project. Because it's going to look different next year than it does right now. The college football playoffs this year is not going to look the same as next year. It doesn't look the same as last year. Yeah, you're right. They don't have the same team. Now that I'm looking at it, because I just pulled the roster up too while I was typing. You're right, Dante Jackson. Misfire. Semi-professional. See, that's my caveat. But, bro, I just can't believe that the way that it's set up now, because look, I like that there's multiple games, like AFC Championship, NFC Championship. I like how they did the Sugar Bowl and the Cotton Bowl and the, like the second tier bowl games before you get to the national championship, because I feel like you should still walk away with something. With the 134 FBS teams, like if you make it to the top 8, I feel like at that point, you're better than 126 teams in college football. Like you should walk away with something still. So I do like that. But it's kind of frustrating that the seeding every year is different. So like these next couple of years are all going to have asterisks next to the winners. They're all going to have asterisks next to the winners. Hey, what's up, Anaya? Ohio State lost all their coaches now except Day. But people weren't confident in him either. Like, college sports is so finicky because everybody wanted him gone. Like, this season, everybody wanted him to be gone until they started winning games. And then all of a sudden, now everybody's a humongous Ryan Day supporter. And yeah. But the college football is so interesting because now revenue sharing gets involved. The roster changes. They're going to think about changing the seeding and how college sports even work or like how it operates. Like, we don't know right now what the 2027 playoffs is going to look like. Will it still be 12 teams? Will they reduce it, extend it? Will the bowl games be different? We don't know. We just don't know. So, as far as most entertaining, that's out of the mix, bro. That's absolutely out of the mix. So, that brings us to the last of our tournament discussions, which is March Madness. And this is going to be kind of a duel. You can't stand Ohio State's coach. Yeah, I know a lot of people that feel the same way as you. I just think he's a good coach. I mean, he's the best coach in college football this year. How else can you quantify it besides your team wins a national championship? I don't think there's another fair way to do it. But you know what else is crazy? Is March Madness. And I'll go out on a limb and say that playoffs should only be 8 teams, maybe. But, dude, March Madness is... Before the Royal Rumble yesterday, I was going to come into this and say March Madness is easily the best tournament in all of sports. Easily the best tournament in all of sports. Can't sleep on Mizzou this year in basketball. Oh, we will get to that. Matter of fact, let me change my lights. Matter of fact, let me change the lights, bro. Because if we're going to start talking about March Madness, dude, am I excited for Mizzou this year. Bro. Think about all the upsets in March Madness. The reason that I said I love the Royal Rumble this year is because it was unpredictable. Like, watching the game, you can't tell exactly what's going to happen. There's no exact thorough line. There's no way that you can piece these two things together and figure out who's going to be the top team. You live on Twitch? Nah, Cheese Wizard. I'm live on YouTube right now. Here, I'll put it in the chat for you. This score Halfrican on YouTube. Check the podcast out. Boom. Sabonis is the most underrated player in the NBA and has been for 2 years straight. We'll get to that. Royal Rumble was great this year. Yes, it was, because you couldn't tell who was gonna win. You couldn't tell. Like, there was no way to tell. Going into it, my prediction was CM Punk, but who knows? Just like March Madness, there's some people that think every year it's gonna be Gonzaga, Duke, or Kentucky, but you literally never know. 15 seeds beat number 2 seeds. I think, what, 3? Was it 3 last year? 15 seeds that beat the 2 seed? So, like, people literally gamble. And there's millions of dollars given away if you can guess, like, the most correct bracket, because nobody knows. And that's why you love March Madness. It's like if the Royal Rumble was a month long. And, like, everybody's trying their best not to get eliminated because people enter at different times. There's all these different skirmishes between teams you would have never thought would face each other. And I think it's the most all-encompassing version of a playoff that any sport offers. Football, it's not realistic to do a 64-team playoff because nobody would add that many extra games to the schedule. But when you can knock it out in a month like you can in college basketball, like, dude, that is magical. And you know that because the buzz around March Madness never stops. Like, when you start basketball season, people are like, this team's going to make it to March Madness. This team is in. The SEC this year, everybody's talking about there's going to be like 12 SEC teams in March Madness out of the 64 total. So when you're talking about comparing the best basketball teams against each other and they're all from the same conference, like, that is insane. But it's special. And it's especially special because Mizzou basketball this year is on a tear. I loved Coach Gates since I met him last year because I got an opportunity to hear him speak, and, like, dude, people, when they say they would run through a wall for that guy, are not lying. Like, he's just encouraging, and he's real. Even with the press, like, he comes in the room on press conferences and daps, like, every single reporter up. Like, he comes up to us and he's like, how's it going? Hey, good to see you. Good to have you back. I remember one time we were at a girls' basketball game. He was like, hey, good to see you. And just dapped me up while I'm sitting there doing my job. Like, he cares about the people, bro. And I know that people are like, that has nothing to do with coaching. That has everything to do with coaching. Because the type of person you are and the type of person you project, it rubs off on your players. And a great leader, right, has to exemplify great leadership wherever they go. So even in press conferences, when he comes in with the players and daps up every journalist, like, that makes a difference. And I don't think enough people understand that. But then this year, seeing the success that they're having, like, it's so satisfying because I was already rooting for, like, the guy and the team. Like, listening to them talk, I'm rooting for the individuals on that team. And now they're having such great success this season. It's so deserved. Them beating Mississippi State by 27 points is so deserved. Like, I'm so ready for this team to have success. Last year they faced injuries, they faced adversity, and they faced the entire, like, university area hating on them, like their own team, because they weren't successful. You know, all the stats about however many days since an SEC victory, that's all in the past. That's all in the past, and now they have the signature pose. I even did a news story about the signature pose that they do when they win these SEC games, because they don't have to talk. The play does the talking, and that's how it should have always been. That's how it should always been. And so now we get to see them in March Madness. Like, we've got a horse in the race, as people said. We've got a horse in the race in March Madness this year with Mizzou basketball because they're going to get in the tournament. And March Madness by itself, when your team's not in it, it's fun. But now when you go into the chaos and you predict realistically, how far can they make it? How many games will they win? Who will they have to face? Like, it's so special. And I think that it's such a special event that can only be topped off by an event like the Royal Rumble. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, right? Because I know how people feel about, you know, fake sport or whatever. Would you say, producer, Bobo been a problem in the league since he was drafted? Why is everybody talking about... Okay, we can talk about Bobo. What's your favorite thing about Bobo, bro? Yo, what up, Parker? Can we not talk about the Magic right now? Okay. Cheese Wizard, he's the most underrated player. He makes all NBA, but not all-star. Wait, I'm missing the conversation. Who are we talking about? Oh, y'all still talking about Sabonis? Ah, okay. Well, we're ignoring that. Dude, I had to disable my chat up here because of you, bro. You can have your kids. Dude. Anyways, you know what else I think is special? Is that we all can sit here and enjoy sports together, bro. I would leave all the... Okay, man. Okay, man. Let me go back to my list and make sure we covered everything before we end stream today. But we'll be live. We'll be playing college football. Yo, M-I-Z? Z-O-U, fam. How you doing? We're talking about, we were just talking about March Madness and how Mizzou basketball is going to do so well in March Madness this year. Or that's what we're excited about. Z-O-U, that's right, Grace. I don't know. There's just something about, and I know you keep giving me crap. You're fine with Jay winning, but I would have loved John Cena winning, and Santino coming out to congratulate him is insane. Dude. Okay, so your imaginary scenario right now, you're saying that John Cena would have won the match. Santino Marella came out to cook him legs. When are you going to be back on the franchise? Ooh, that's a good question. We might get a game in today. We've got one game left, actually, of the season, so we might get it in today. Are you playing college football at all? I haven't decided yet. It depends on what happens. Auburn and Duke is scary. Yes. Bro, perfect team for March Madness. Yes, Mizzou right now has the perfect March Madness team, bro. And I'm tired of saying otherwise. Bro, I don't have to be unbiased on this channel. Like, I literally changed the lights to Mizzou lights. I'm just excited to see what happens. But we're going to end off today saying that I think that the list, as far as what we have on the screen, so if we look at what we had for today, right? Have you posted the vids for the franchise at all? Yeah, here, I'll put all the videos from the franchise mode are on that channel right there. This _51 VODs. That's where, like all the gaming videos are at, is this _51 VODs. At about 8 o'clock today, I'll be live on Twitch at this _51. So if you want to check that out, at Twitch today on this _51 will be live. This _Halfrican, where you're at, is my main channel. And, yeah, we'll be live next Sunday, hopefully with a guest, and we'll have our Super Bowl predictions. So if you want to start thinking about your score predictions, how many touchdowns each player is going to have, we'll get to all of that and more next Sunday. And it'll be probably 30 minutes again because I'll have to rush over to watch the Super Bowl wherever I end up being at. But thank you guys for being here. You get on Twitch probably 8 o'clock for Twitch. But thank y'all for being here for the first episode of the live stream. Obviously, lots of kinks to iron out. We got to work on our timing. We got to get our content ready. You can't really practice, talking through the content. So we'll have more stuff on the list for next time. There's going to be a guest on the stream. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a guest on each episode. But if we need to go solo, we can go solo. So, like, next episode is going to be our Super Bowl predictions. So let's put that in the chat. Next episode. Sunday at 6. Final Super Bowl predictions. Yo, what up, Noah, that guy? But yeah, thank y'all for being here. This is episode 1, man. We will be back on Twitch at 8 o'clock today, and we'll be back with more content for this sometime soon. Who knows? No, I'm not going over to Twitch right now. I got to edit this that I just made. Speaking of which, money's calling. I'll see y'all later. Hello?